Hello everyone, welcome back to CWC 2024. Another match in this quarterfinals, still a loser bracket match between the UK and the Netherlands. I'm Realmas and I'll be casting this match with Elskefe. Hello, hello.
Hello, Realmas. Once again, the two of us are back here. And we have a banger matchup coming up, seed number 16 versus seed number 22. United Kingdom losing against, well, they had a really rough matchup against the United States last week, but a very solid showing. You know, the Netherlands winning it out against Team Turkey, so they meet now in the loser bracket quarterfinals. So loser of this match is knocked out 17-24. For us, said goodbye to 4 teams. We will have another 5th team after this match as well. But yeah, looking forward to this one for sure.
Yeah, also a little fun fact about this and these two teams. Last time either of these teams got top 16 in CWC was in 2019, so both of these teams haven't been top 16 for like the past 5 years, and the winner of this match will actually make top 16 this year, so this is pretty huge for both of these teams.
That's actually a very fun fact. I did not know that. That's amazing. I do remember these teams faced against each other, I believe 2021 group stage. Did we still have group stage back then? I think 2021, yes.
I think we did.
Or 2020. I think it might have been 2020, where they were in a group with Russia and I think the United States as well. And both of them got knocked out by Russia and the United States, so they both lost out in the group stage. And they also had a really close matchup as well, Team UK versus Team Netherlands. There was a lot of drama in that group back then. And I think that's the last time these two teams faced. Up until today, 2024, they meet again in the loser bracket. It does look, not entirely sure, but it does look like Bast might not be here. So the strongest Dutch player hasn't been moved to the tournament server yet, and that is, well,
pretty big.
Unfortunate, you could say. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, last week Bades was also not there, and it looked kind of rough on some picks for the Netherlands. But we'll see still what they have for us. On the other hand, as you said, UK has looked, even if they took a sweep against the US, they genuinely looked super solid against them and had really strong team scores. It's going to be the first bando from Team UK. It's going to be DT3, the DT control kind of speed trim type, which I guess Netherlands have a pretty solid DT roster. I mean, last week it was not that good, but it probably means that the UK still doesn't feel comfortable on DT because it's probably one of their weak points, I would say.
Yeah, if I were UK, I would have looked at a ban like Nomad 1 or Nomad 4 personally, but either way. And then Dutchman taking out Hidden 2, well, there's no surprises there. Team Netherlands is not particularly known for their hidden capacities. We've seen them, we saw that bloodbath last week against Team Turkey. And Netherlands will always ban Hidden 2. I don't think they've ever banned anything else in the past. Well, actually, never mind. They didn't ban Hidden 2 last year quarterfinals because we faced them and they picked it against us. Or we picked it against them, can't remember. Either way, they do ban it this year every single time. But we're looking forward to the first pick coming out from the Netherlands. And there is this Nomad 2. Was expecting Nomad 1, Nomad 2, or maybe Mixed Mod. Trying to get themselves going here. Nomad 2, Matt by Rusty, Trip Coffee. We've seen it plenty of time this weekend. It's a very popular pick, or starting out to be a very popular pick for many teams. Yeah. Stronger ones and weaker ones as well. But the map is just, well, I think the most conventional one in the entire pool. Maybe Nomad 1 might be a bit more conventional, but I don't expect many players to struggle on this.
Yeah, I would say it's one of these maps that looked very similar to a lot of maps in the ranked section. So players are absolutely used to playing this type of map, so should be quite comfortable. Still, some parts can trip you up, but nothing too crazy. Looks like the roster for the Netherlands will be Dutchman with Pemp and Silo, which kind of is what I would expect. Maybe Roasted Chicken actually playing this would make sense, I would say. Yeah, okay. Roasted Chicken will be coming in to play this. On the other side, Wither Lotus, Matt H and Darn Urchin. Usually that will be the roster for Nomad, but Eliminate might play some and won't play some others. Just depends really on who feels more comfortable. But this will be the rosters. On the first pick of Netherlands, you gotta really show that they're able to do this, because I still think they have a lot of proof this year. A lot to prove this year.
Exactly. There's also a lot of depth on the UK roster, right? We can see many swaps coming out left and right. as you mentioned, Eliminate Statsgun as well is also currently on the bench. We will be seeing him coming in for this match for sure at certain maps. Very solid low AR player. Also, a little bit interesting, the referee is Dutch as well. One of the commentators speaks Dutch, so there might be some, we have a little party going on right now. But as we get started already, Noah 2, here we go. Cello, Dutchman, Roasted Chicken taking on Withered Lotus, Mad H, and Darned Urchin on Trip Coffee, Mad by Rusty. First pick from the Dutch.
Yeah, honestly expecting a fairly strong showing from them. I think this is one of these picks that both teams should be quite comfortable on. Unlike some others, but we'll see.
Yes, exactly. Netherlands have Cello again this week. He was in a well-deserved vacation to Portugal. A little bit of a boot camp, you could say. But he has returned home, and he's playing now in the very first map here as well. Seems to be quite comfortable. As everyone in the lobby, small difference in favor of Team Netherlands on the act drop from Withered Lotus, but that's negligible, especially given that first miss from Roasted Chicken there. It's giving Team UK a slight lead here. The map is 2 minutes and 20 in length, so average length, not the length of picks. Great coming out from Cello and Darts Merchant as well. But that's giving Team UK a further gap. Dutchman also dropping the last one on Team Netherlands already, so 2 combos versus none right now.
And Roasted Chicken Cello will be finding misses again and again. This pick is really not that long, so you can throw away points like this, especially when on the other side UK seems to be holding super well, except the misses from Darned Urchin, which again are traded by Cello, so UK won't be able to get back some score. Maybe with this miss from Withered Lotus, but they will have to start holding more combo than they have so far.
Exactly. We see nice recovering comes from Dutchman and Roasted Chicken. As soon as they say the Dutchman is dropping trade, it's twice by Team UK, so that's favorable for the Dutch. Score gap is 16,000 points, but decreasing. Mad 8's the only SC left in Dialogue, but Delm is coming out from the Netherlands, so in the slower section. Very unfortunate. Dutchman not finding him footing here in the slower section, but that's giving Team UK that buffer once again. The score was decreasing, but it's decreasing on the back of that FC from Mad 8 right now.
It's so unfortunate in the slow section, that's really not where you want to miss. And the only combo that held through was Cello and still found a miss here. He's traded by Withered Lotus, but at this point the lead is more than 100k and there's no combo in sight for the Netherlands. I don't think they will be able to come back from this one. Cello still finding misses. Roasted Chicken, still no big combo on the side of Netherlands. And look at the other side, Matt H is still holding the FC, I believe. So very strong performance from them on this first pick from the Netherlands.
Exactly. Netherlands, well, complete team wipe here in the ending sections, but it didn't really matter. Team UK has Mad H holding on to that FC, ends up dropping into the very final sections of the Nomad 2. I tried not to curse it, but I did. The powers are too strong. But that's Team UK taking your first breakpoint here on the Nomad 2. Very solid showing from them overall. A 970,000 score from Mad H as an MVP here, but overall they just more consistent. And just a fewer amount of misses as well on the UK side, on the Brit side. So that's the first point for Team UK here. 1-0 scoreline there to pick next stage. Shows to pick second, which is a bit, I would say, unorthodox. I think most teams choose to pick first and ban second, but Team UK isn't one of those. Might be some hidden strategy. It did work out for now, right? They did break Team Netherlands on their first pick. Just very solid showing overall.
Yeah, it's gonna be right away a DT1 pick from the UK, and I think that makes a lot of sense. They've been quite solid. They have quite a solid DT roster, I would say, especially on high AR. This map is not easy, even though on one of the previous matches we've seen Molkus just SS this map, which was very impressive. Not sure we'll ever see that again this week, but it seems like a very solid pick from Team UK. I'm not sure if the Netherlands has a 3-man roster to play Air 9 DT actually.
Yeah, I think the third one would be, well, Bats, but he's not here, so I think Sarton is going to be coming in. Sarton used to be a very solid double-time player, but not sure how well he's at 8 or 9 right nowadays. But it's interesting because the winner of this matchup plays Japan, right? The team that just won. And we saw Japan pulling out a very solid team score on this double-time one, so we could already make some comparisons between the winner of this match, or like the two team scores from both teams on the double-time one. Because the team score from Japan was extraordinarily high. I don't think we'll be seeing that from many loser bracket teams. Some of the winner bracket teams will definitely have a field day as well, but the loser bracket teams should struggle a little bit more in that. So, especially also the double S you mentioned from Molkus was an insane score.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be the best score of the entire weekend already, and it's only Saturday morning, right, or Saturday afternoon rather. As we're awaiting the third player from Team Netherlands. It is going to be roasted chicken, actually, so no Sarton. He's not going to be stepping in for this one. Bookpamp making his first appearance as well. A bit expected. Has been the strongest double time player on Team Netherlands, especially in their match against Turkey. Had a really solid showing on the double time.
Yeah, I would say so. Also, to note that Eliminate will be playing this for Team UK, which is not really something I would have expected. I'm not even sure we've seen Eliminate play any DT so far in the tournament.
Me neither, actually. Mad H, known for his double time, used to be well, I wouldn't say a double time one trick, but used to be one of the most promising double time players in the world. That has died down just a little bit, but don't be fooled here. He's still a very, very solid double time player. And, well, he's been around for quite a while now and is able to rebuild the UK roster into what it is nowadays. And they're on the... Well, if they win this matchup, they get top 16 again for the first time in 5 years. And this team is definitely on the rising, right? Comparable to Rue, for example. Those two teams, probably the best rising stars of this year's CWC.
For sure, I would say. But players improving and just the roster is becoming deeper and having more to play around with. But Eliminate will be the first one to find a miss in this DT1 with actually quite a lot of misses. Darn Urchin and Dutchman will be trading, but he's giving a slight advantage to the Netherlands. Actually, as I say that, Dutchman and Roasted Chicken missing again, I think is going to flip the score to UK.
Yeah, Woodpam, the only FC left in the lobby, so the strongest double time player on Team Netherlands is enjoying himself right now. Dutchman choosing the hidden for the double time. We don't see Dutchman playing hidden quite often. We have to keep that in mind as well. Has been finding some chain misses. A lot of miss, actually complete team miss from Team Netherlands here. And it's only Mad H holding on to double time, right? So the DT star from Team UK building in a lot of score for his team, holding on to the combo right now. And look at that score difference, 60,000 points already in favor of Team UK here.
Yeah, Elnit and Roasted Chicken will be trading again, and the score is growing again for UK, but mostly on the back of Matt H. If Matt H happened to find a couple of misses, it would really go the other way around. I think the combos are about even now, but Roasted Chicken Dutchman, again, not really managing to get above 200 combo on this pick. Not looking that comfortable on the R9 DT. Eliminate is finding a couple of misses themselves, but it is not going to be enough as long as Matt H keeps holding that combo throughout the whole map.
Exactly, the last combo on Team NL is also down. Mad H finds the drop chain trades that miss from Woodpamp Radder, but then there's Dart Urchin coming in, holding on to a 500 combo himself as well. Ends up dropping it. 5 misses, only Mad H hitting that pass, so pretty much a complete wipe here. But look at the damage been done by Mad H, 160,000 points. Same with Dart Urchin. Another team is coming out from UK, but traded again by Team Netherlands. No one holding on to combo here, but this map is just so hard on the stamina. It's such a stamina test here, and the further we get into the map, the more misses I expect to see, and it's kind of been the trend as we see Roasted Chicken get into the 200 combo again, highest combo in the lobby. The score gap is decreased a little bit on the back of those 3 relatively high combos from Netherlands, but they need to keep holding on though.
Yeah, that's the thing, and they haven't really been able to. Once again with Woodpamp and Dutchman finding misses. Roasted Chicken will be holding, but he actually won't, and now it's back to a combo advantage to the UK, and they will be growing the score lead even further beyond that 150k. And at this point, it's not really recoverable for the Netherlands on this very solid DT1 pick from the UK.
Yeah, exactly. Dart Urchin, a very solid score coming out from him as well. A bit unexpected, honestly, on my end, but he played that one brilliantly as well. Mad H with the MVP again, 900. Probably getting 915k, yes. 2.6 million, but if you're Japan right now and you're watching this, I think they got over 2.8 million or at least 2.7 million, so this could be a very nice pick for them for the potential next matchup, right? But either way, Woodpamp with only 13 misses as well, 850k on this map is definitely a solid showing, but well, that's countered by Darn Urchin and Mad H, so Team UK winning their first pick, 2-0 scoreline for them, Netherlands to pick next.
Yeah. Now looking at what Netherlands still has, I would say that Netherlands, for me, what would look solid for them would be something like the Convert. There is a lot of players that play on this roster that are known to be very solid Convert players, so I would look at Nomad 4 mostly for them. Or other options could be some of the more consistency-based and more accessible picks of this pool, such as Nomad 1. These would be the picks I would be looking at if I were the Netherlands.
Yeah, I would also look at Mixed Mod, but then I don't think they have a hidden player, which is unfortunate. They just cannot go for the hidden. They go for the Hard Rock Tornado, so Macro Moon getting picked by Team Netherlands. But I think I like this as well. The map is, well, the more the easiest pool, the easiest map in the hardcore pool. Wow, that took a lot of words, but it's still not an easy feat for sure. And we see a lot of chain misses on the stacks. This map is very stack heavy, but the patterns itself are easy to learn, but perhaps I guess hard to master or something. But I expect high scores coming up from Dutchman for certain, but also from Mad H. I think those two will have an incredible time on this one. Darn Urshan as well with a very solid showing on double time 1. Wonder if he can continue that on the hardcore 3. I do expect that to be the case. And we see Sartin coming into the lobby, so might be faking a first appearance here on the hardcore 3, together with Roasted Chicken and Dutchman. And then Eliminate's also leading the UK roster here.
Yeah, this is what I would expect. Honestly, as you said, this pick makes sense. Even though we've seen actually on the past couple of matches, team kind of struggling with this pick. I guess it is due to the nature of the stacks and it is very easy to chain miss. So, can be a volatile map, but I think it is one of the picks that makes the most sense for the Netherlands. I think it is gonna be though a matter of seeing if all three players can hold up on this pick really, because I would be expecting the UK to have like 3 solid scores on this, definitely from Matage, Cabinet and Darren Urchin, who have showed that they can absolutely perform on this type of pick.
Yeah, for certain. But then again, Team Netherlands is the weaker opponent in this one, lower seed. Think they might be, well, they're probably one of the lowest teams still in the tournament still. So then they have to look towards these, between question marks, easier maps, right? But I think this is a good pick, hoping it turns out nicely for the Dutch here. Beginning of the map's a little bit quieter, but it does get spicy at around 150 to 200 combo. Then the stacks begin, and the stack terror doesn't end.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes in this first section for some of these players. On the stacks that are starting, I would say you really want to hold as much combo as you can on this. It's not very long, and it is very feasible to hold a lot of combo, especially with the stacks. So still something that I can see the Dutch players play quite well, but we'll be seeing first in this case section if any misses happen, and the first one will be Roasted Chicken.
Created by Mad Age though, so one apiece should tie things down really nicely here. Starting and Dutchman holding on to come from Netherlands, eliminating Darth Ocean as well for Team UK. Roasted Chicken finding a couple of breaks there in the stack section, but Eliminate rates it though, so Team UK keeping the door open here for Team Netherlands.
Yeah. Actually, I think a lot of the score difference here is also due maybe to the accuracy of Roasted Chicken maybe being a bit lower because of the big chain misses, but still absolutely recoverable for them, as you see that you actually have 2 players still holding the FC on the Netherlands side. As I say, that Sartan will be finding a miss, and it will start to leave a bigger gap in the score in favor of the UK, especially with this miss from Roasted Chicken. Really, at an unfortunate time, you really don't want to miss here.
Yeah, the slower sections are in the hardcore players' biggest enemy, as we see 2 people falling there. Dutchman as well falling. Oh, triple miss coming out from Team Netherlands, and no trades. Darn Durshan holding on to the full combo, but nice supporting combos from Mad Ace eliminated as well. Look at that score difference, it just increases so rapidly. 130,000 points. There's pretty much no combo here for Team Netherlands. Roasted Chicken finding chain misses as well. It's kind of hurting for the Dutch core here. 1 trade by Eliminate, but they need more here. Mad Ace and Mad Ace also ended up dropping, so it's only Darn Durshan here with any combo in the entire lobby. Dutchman building up towards 200, but the damage has been done already.
Yeah, it's not really gonna be recoverable unless Darn Urchin completely collapses, which I'm not seeing so far on this map, seeing how they've been consistent throughout all of it. And still at the end, kind of a collapse from Team Netherlands, not really managing to hold the combos. Actually, it's kind of the same for eliminating Matt H, but Darn Urchin, as you said, the only one holding a big combo in this lobby, will be finding a miss and breaking the FC, but the damage has been done. It was more than enough of a great performance to absolutely carry this pick. Kind of unfortunate from the Netherlands. They managed to hold through most of the map, but towards the second half really started to struggle, and that leaves us with a 250k score difference in favor of the UK.
Yeah, triple 900k score from Team UK, all members above 90,000 points, is just a very hard score to beat if you're Team Netherlands. Dutch well, but that's countered by Darn Turchin, and then Sartin and Roast Chicken struggling just a little bit more here is giving Team UK a third point on the board, second break point as well. Bit of an unfortunate turn of events for Team NL. If Roasted Chicken would have been replaced by Bats, for example, I don't think an FC on Bats would have even helped this one, given just the insane team score from Team UK. So, all in all, a little unfortunate that he isn't here, but still very solid scores coming out across the board from Team UK.
No, yeah, for sure. I think it's one of the better team scores that we've seen so far on this map, which is great from them. But now looking at what they can pick, I think seeing how DT1 went, DT2 should absolutely be an open pick for them. Netherlands has been struggling with some of the HD2, so I would also be looking at this probably.
Yeah, I think Hidden is a clear win for Team UK. Double Time 2 is on the table. I think both Arctics are also on the table.
Yeah.
Maybe even the mixed map, because you kind of know that Team NL doesn't have a hidden player. So there's so much to pick from for Team UK here. And if you're Team Netherlands, there's so little to pick from, really.
Yeah, no, it is gonna be tough, but that is what it is usually when you're kind of a lower seeded team coming into this quarterfinals week. It's usually kind of rough. But it's gonna be a mixed mod 2 pick, actually, something we didn't really expect, I would say. It is the low AR mixed mod. I believe it is AR 8.2, 8.3, something like that. It is pretty standard.
Oh, yeah,
8.3
actually. Oh. Yeah, it's
pretty
a weird
standard
map.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead, sorry.
It is quite the AFB style that you usually see on like low AR HDs, I would say. Though there is a section in the middle, I think, that is quite more tricky than the rest, and you can see a lot of breaks on that probably.
Yeah, the map itself is only 600 in combo length, and it's only 1 minute and 50. And there's just one really hard section in the middle, and then the beginning and the end is more conventional. So
yeah,
like the player that holds through the hard section in the middle pretty much guarantees a victory for their team, right? Barring any complete meltdowns. So this map is going to be, I think, quite brutal, especially on the low AR hidden player, right? Statskin is going to be that guy for Team UK, as we already mentioned, and I think might be Sartan. Maybe Sartan has to be filling in for the hidden here, and Woodpamp most likely going for the Nomad and Dutchman for the hard work. Darn Urshan with a solid score in the hard work will be picking up hard work here as well. Don't think there is any doubt about that. And Mad H going for the Nomad.
Yeah, overall looking solid for the UK roster. And yeah, as I said, this pick is most likely going to be more difficult for the lower HD players. On HR, the map doesn't really get that much more difficult, I would say, despite the CS being a bit above average. But yeah, it is really all about holding the intro combo and then not messing up in the middle section with the small stacks. We'll see if this team can do that, but honestly, it is a point that I could see actually going to the Netherlands if they really manage to have good runs, but they really need to get good scores on this, because you know that the UK is going to perform.
Yeah, they need a hidden player to get a solid score, and I think that's going to be the issue here. But we'll see. We can always be surprised. But given how Hidden went last week, and given how well the Team Netherlands went on Hidden during the qualifiers as well, I know they don't enjoy that mob bracket whatsoever. As we see an early drop coming out from Sartan, also from Wupam. Finding a couple of misses here in the beginning. Sartan really not able to hold that main combo for the hidden player. And look at that score gap. It's already increasing rapidly here. Satskin finding a drop as well. Dutchman finding an early miss. Same with Mad Ace. Also finding a It's only Dark Notion with the full combo. So a lot happening here in the beginning section of the mixed mod too.
Yeah, mostly I would expect players having trouble switching from AR to AR. On this AR 8.3, as you can see, the HR players are doing quite well, but it's really the HD players having some trouble on this pick so far. We see misses from all of them, actually, none of them really managing to hold the combos, but still, despite what's happening on the bottom screens, the UK is running away with more than 150k at this point, because Sartan and Woodpember are doing quite slightly worse than Matech and Staskun. So it's looking already super hard for the Netherlands.
Exactly, Darn and Dutchman holding through the difficult section here. Look at the score difference between players, right? Dutchman is 270k ahead of Sartan. Darnurson is almost 200k ahead of Statskin as well. So the hardcore players are enjoying themselves here on the mixed mod too. But that's 270,000 points in difference, mostly on the back of the differences between Noah players and the hidden players on the bottom.
Yeah, that's mostly it. What would have made a bigger difference here would have been Darn Urchin not managing to FC the middle section, but they actually did, unfortunately for the Netherlands. And now the Nomad players are starting to be a bit better on the second section, finding their footing, but it's way too late for the Netherlands, really.
Yeah, and Dutchman ends up dropping that high combo as well. I think Darn Ocean is just going to bring home the FC this time. So he didn't FC the hard work 3, but he's going to be FCing the mixed mod 2. Double S coming out from Darn Ocean. What a solid performance coming out from him. Almost 2.7 team score as well, so very solid showing from Team UK again. And that's a 4th point on the board. Back to the Netherlands we go for another pick.
Yeah, second MVP in a row on the lobby by Darn Urchin, absolutely showing up on this UK roster. One of the best upcomers, I would say, recently, and really showing up for Team UK. I wasn't really expecting an FC on this, honestly, but it happened. I mean, other than on maybe Nomad, but it's a pretty nice score. And now Netherlands have to pick, and they've tried something different. There's still, as we've said, Nomad 1, Nomad 4 possibility that is open to them. Is it something that they're looking towards? I would say they have to, kind of, at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be Nomad 1. I like this as well. I think Nomad 4 might have been a better pick here, but Nomad 1 also. Paradoxy, map by Yoshi Green. Your consistency tester here. Nomad 1 slot. Features a lot of wiggles, a lot of some stacks as well, but overall, very pleasant map to play, the Nomad 1. Very forgiving as well for pretty much anyone still left in the tournament, I think. Most people have played similar maps in solo leaderboard, so this one should not pose any threat towards either team.
Yeah, and this is why it makes sense a lot for Netherlands to go for this one. I think, unless like some of the other picks where the third player was really struggling, I think everyone on both teams here should be able to play this quite comfortably. Obviously, it's gonna be still a consistency battle between the two teams, but at least there's like the basic foundation of everyone being able to play this comfortably should be here. And I think if the Netherlands has a shot at taking a point, it is really this one, because if they lose this, it's on the UK pick, and UK has been so dominant on their own picks that it's a possibility to have a sweep at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But also keep in mind it's a loser bracket matchup here, so the team that does end up losing will be eliminated as well, which adds a little bit more pressure, especially if you're 4 points down if you're Team Netherlands. But I think Nomad 1 could be a potential final pick as well for Team Netherlands, so they have to take this one through, but I think this is a very solid pick nonetheless. Dutchman starting and Roast Chicken trying to bring home that first point for Team NL, whilst Darth Earns and Mad Age staying in, and then Eliminate also coming in for Nomad 1. Pretty expected rosters here.
Yeah. No, and honestly, I think it was one of the better picks for Team Netherlands, but still, you look at the UK roster on this, and genuinely, it's a very scary roster to face off. Even if you're a very high seed team, this can be a really scary roster to go against on Nomad, because these guys have shown to be very consistent. Urchin still just coming off of 2 MVP performances and really having some consistent performances in this CWC, and Eliminate has been showing too that he can play this super well, and Matt H obviously known for great performances. We'll see a first miss though from Roasted Chicken on the very beginning of the map, but this is 3 minutes long, so there is still more room for misses.
Yes, exactly, as everyone else is holding on to the combo very nicely here in the beginning sections. What you see is what you get on this map, so these snappy patterns, the wiggles as well, it's just the entire map pretty much. Start to finding a drop on the zone as well. It's giving Team UK a slight buffer in the beginning, but when the Lone FC standing for Team Netherlands already, only doing the combo into this No 1-1.
Yeah, already we're looking at around a 40,000 deficit for Team Netherlands. Still holding on DFC from Dutchman. I would say this is absolutely something that is great for Dutchman. He can perform on this, probably can get an FC, but it is going to be another miss from Roasted Chicken. Whereas on the other side, no one is finding any misses on the UK.
As we do, and ended up being Darn Urchin though, the first drop from Team UK, as soon as you say that. A little bit of cursing there as well. It's going to be trading one of those miss from Roasted Chicken, but still advanced Team UK on the back of the full combo. Double miss coming out from Team Netherlands. Sarton and Dutchman dropping the last full combo from Team Netherlands. Roasted Chicken has reset to her combo mark again. Is trying to stop the bleeding, but eliminated Mad Age holding on to 2 full combos for Team UK. He's doing so much damage right now.
Yeah, the bleeding will stop around 80k because of the combos is reaching 200, but damage has already been done. Okay, Eliminate finding actually quite a lot of misses here in this section. Will give kind of an opening for Netherlands to come back, but still they're hoping on more misses coming from the UK because I don't think this is enough. It is clearly not enough.
Well, he's opening the door still, though.
Yep.
The score lead is decreasing, probably going to stabilize at around 45,000 if I had to guess. Which is about 2 misses, but then Dutchman finding a miss on his zone is going to increase that total to 3 misses needed from Team UK. But Matt is dropping the last full combo in the entire lobby, so we're only seeing full combos from anyone here. As we see a couple of trades coming out, Sarton and Roasted Chicken have really recovered quite nicely with the combos, but they're matched by Eliminating Dart Urge, and then the 65,000 points going into the last quarter here of the Nomad 1.
Yeah, the performances from Team Netherlands are quite solid. Darn Ernst will find a miss, though it Might H is still recovering from his earlier miss, and the score lead is really decreasing so far, especially with this miss from Eliminate. We might be looking at the point for the lens, but Dutchman missing so many notes here will cost them so many points, and we're reaching the end of the map almost. So Matt H though finding another one. This might be enough for the Netherlands to come back.
It's going to be really close here. They need Roasted Chicken and Sarton to hold on to combo. Darters above 200, but Dutchman ends up dropping, and it's going to start increasing again towards the UK. They need one more miss from UK, I think, or maybe even two, and we're getting at the ending sections here. 1,000 combo from Roasted Chicken. What a recovery, but it's dropping it as well. No trades coming out from Team United Kingdom. And here at the end of Nomad 1, it's going to be a 60,000 point difference, but Team Netherlands were... it's heartbreaking here for the Dutchmans, because it was so competitive coming out from him. 3 misses coming out from Sarton, 9 misses from Roasted Chicken, but both getting over 950,000 score. And then Dutchman, who kind of expected to get the highest score from Team NL, struggling just a tiny bit more. And this could have been the point here for Team NL. Sadly, we're looking at a 5-0, but heartbreak really.
No, absolutely. It was a great pick by them. If you look at earlier picks, like all picks have been won by the UK by more than 200,000 points. This was very competitive until the very end of the map. Unfortunately, just a couple more misses than the Netherlands would have hoped, I think, on this one. But now we're looking at a 5-0. I think UK has so many open picks that they can go for and just finish this one off.
Yeah, exactly. Probably looking at the whole time too. I think that would be a quick one to get it over with for Team UK. Darn Urshan, I just checked. I thought it was a rookie, but he played once in 2017, so he's making his reappearance after a 7-year hiatus. And then Eliminate is a rookie for Team UK. The only rookie for Team UK actually, so all other players have played. And we are seeing Nomad 3 getting picked actually, and this is an interesting pick coming out from UK. This one is the gimmick pick, the lower, it's AR 9.2, but still lower AR. The patterning is something I've never seen before, and the mapper www is so good with it. It's quite comparable to the tiebreaker from last week, but then just harder and more awkward, I would say.
No, for sure, it is a very unique map. I mean, if you've played other maps from www, you probably kind of know this style, but every time there's something kind of fresh and different, and it's not really something that players are very used to play, I would say, so performances are going to be a bit difficult to predict here, but it is a very fun map, also, and also original by Culprate. Absolutely great work. This pick from the UK is kind of surprising because I would say they have other very defined strengths that they can go for, especially even like Netherlands' weaknesses, but I wouldn't say this is one of them. So interested to see what they have for us here, because it was not what I expected.
Yeah, exactly. This song is an absolute banger, as you said, and also original, so made for the tournament. And www turned into a masterpiece, really. Well, the map is so unique on its own. It's really fun to play, but expect a lot of misses here. As you mentioned, it's not conventional. Yeah. Not many players play this nowadays, or not many players are comfortable with something like this. So I'm expecting kind of a bloodbath here on this one.
Yeah, for sure. There is so much that can go wrong in this map because there are so many little details in the mapping and the patterning, really, that you really have to be absolutely focused on for the whole duration, because you can really miss anywhere. Especially with the AR, makes it kind of tricky.
Yeah,
especially. We'll be seeing the... Yeah?
I was gonna say that Dutchman ended up leaving the lobby here, so... Yeah. arguably the best or the strongest Dutch player is going to be subbed out here for Cello. So that also kind of indicates how awkward this, right? Because you would kind of assume Dutchman to play every single map, but Nomad 3 isn't one of them. As we see Cello, Sartan, and Roasted Chicken taking on Withered Lotus, Mad Age, and Dart Urshan here on the Nomad 3. Could be potential final pick of the matchup, right? The UK has 6 match points here, trying to get themselves into the top 16 for the first time in 5 years. Double miss coming out from Team Netherlands to start things off here.
Yeah, it will be Sartan and Roasted Chicken. Not holding through Silo will not be holding either, and on the other side, the intro is absolutely played wonderfully by all 3 of the UK players, whereas misses keep on coming from the Dutch ones.
Yeah, double miss coming out from Team UK as well. The score difference is already approaching 200,000 points. Team Netherlands are not able to hold on any combo here. Withered Lotus dropping the last full combo here. So no full combos left. We see many people struggling with this one. And the hardest section is coming up. There are some really weird doubles coming up very shortly, where I don't think anyone's going to be able to hold on to combo, especially in a nervous environment. These doubles here... Wait, everyone...
Actually...
Okay, three people hitting those. 2 people ended up holding on to combo. Very solid, because those feel so awkward to play. Very surprising, really. But in the end, it's a 150,000 score difference. And Dart Urshan, the highest combo in the lobby, starting matching that, though. Also above 300 combo, but then Cello and Roasted Chicken having, well, exact same combos at Mad Age and with loads pretty much, so it's going to stabilize at 150,000 points in difference here.
Yeah, and Roasted Chicken once again missing on the slider. Will not be helping the UK. Sartan dropping the big combo, and Silo, it's a triple combo reset for the Netherlands. Whereas everyone is building some combo backup on the UK side. Match will be dropping, but at this point more than 200k. Dart Urshan also dropping the big combo, but still Withered Lotus is here with 200 against nothing on the Netherlands side.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath. Netherlands not able to hold on to any combo. Withered Lotus still having an accuracy above 99. Same with Dart Urshan as well, so that's really high accuracies on the UK side. 300,000 points in difference. Kind of already having a victory lap here. Most likely going to be taking this one as well. 6-0 and facing Japan in the next round. As we see, yeah, Team Netherlands is just struggling so much on these ending sections here. Really awkward patterning. Surprising to see Team UK holding on to such high combos right now from Withered Lotus and from Mad Age. And they're doing so much damage here.
There you can really miss on everything. Withered Lotus will be missing after 500 combo, which is already a great top combo to have on this map. But Mad Age is still holding 500 at this point. Great accuracies too, everyone holding very comfortable S ranks. So this is the most one-sided pick of the match, I believe, with more than 500k at this point.
Very solid pick.
Yeah, which will validate the sweep 6-0 from the United Kingdom, which means that the Netherlands are eliminated from this tournament because this was a loser bracket match, as we said, finishing top 27 to 24th. No, 17 to 24th, actually.
The top 24 for Team Netherlands, same performance as last year. I think they've kind of slotted into this position the past couple of years. Haven't made top 16 since 2019, and 2024 isn't going to be one of those years. But still a very valiant effort to them. Most notably, the 5-3 against China, right? Had a lot of potential to beat China as the lower seeded team. Then also the really nice matchup against Turkey as well in the loser bracket. So Team Netherlands produced showed us some very promising things, but this pool might have just been a little bit too hard for them. As we see your winners on the screen here, United Kingdom seed number 16, proceeding towards top 16 this year for the first time in 5 years. And they are rewarded with a matchup against Japan, seed number 8, tomorrow on Sunday, where they'll be trying to get into the top 12. But Japan, as we've really seen them play today, they play brilliantly as well. I think that's going to be an absolute banger match between these two teams, trying to secure top 12. As we say goodbye to the Netherlands, unfortunately. But that's the thing as well with the quarterfinals. It's a really brutal round because we go from 24 teams till 12. So we say goodbye to 12 teams over the entire weekends, and well, yeah, we've already said goodbye to 5, so 7 more to follow, as there is still plenty of fruit catching to be done this weekend. Proceeding with the next match coming in about 20 minutes. I believe there's even 2 matches between Poland, Argentina, and then I think China, Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yes, and then Indonesia and Spain. Also, Peru and Taiwan will be playing on later on today. both having their second match already of the weekend. So the winner of that match will be securing top 12. This is Belgium versus Germany, and then in the evening there is Chile versus Canada, which is also promising to be a absolute banger of a matchup. So there's still plenty to watch here. So we'll be seeing you guys again in 20 minutes from now. Don't miss China versus Mexico and Poland versus Argentina, because those are going to be very close matchups as well.
Yeah, for sure. Stay tuned for all of these cool matches. We're not over yet, absolutely not. But for now, that will be it. Stay in here, it's 20 minutes only. So goodbye to everyone and see you again for another match.
Bye-bye.